Hello folks, this is Paragon RG and you are watching some top level talent in Age of Empires 4. In this particular match, we have Hera in the blue on the west side of the map playing as the Holy Roman Empire. And we have DeMusliM in the red playing as the Abbasid dynasty. Now, this map is Mountain Pass, although this is a particularly open version of the map. It almost seems like some cliffs accidentally spawned on the back of the map. So normally we don't see such a large pass here. And then, in fact, is this open? No, it's not open. I don't think you can walk over this. So maybe it's not quite as bad as it looks on the minimap. Now, Hera, very, very talented mechanical player. Still, I think, learning to think about the game. I think he has the tendency to sort of try to power through a game rather than be a little more adaptive. But still extremely hard to deal with. And he's been doing well in tournaments, doing really well in the ladder. Also, just probably the biggest Age of Empires 4 streamer right now. Every time I check, he has about 2,000 people watching, so awesome from him. So he's Holy Roman Empire, not considered a top-level civ, but I think considered mid-tier. Their Aachen Chapel, to get to the Feudal Age, is really powerful. That 40% economic bonus it provides, or at least gather rate it provides to an area, which will probably end up going down here a little later, is really powerful. And even this prelate doing the same thing, just one at a time to these villagers, is quite powerful. So we'll see how well Hera takes advantage of those bonuses. On the other side, we have the Abbasid dynasty. Now, if you're not used to seeing them, which wouldn't be that surprising to me, because they are considered by many to be one of the worst civs, if not the worst. Delhi may be the worst on some maps, but because they at least have a niche on hybrid maps, maps that have both land and water, because their fishing ships can shoot, they still get quite a bit of play. But Abbasid do not. So this is the House of Wisdom. I think it costs 50 or 100 wood to put up right off the top from a villager. And then this is where all the tier upgrades come in. So no separate landmarks for them. And you'll see the hit points of this building just shoot up as the game goes on. Otherwise, it would be too easy to just snipe these two landmarks and win the game. So we'll keep an eye on which wing. Oh, and there he goes right now. So seems like a pretty early click up for DeMusliM, who has gone up with the economic wing. This is the most common. And once you do, it doesn't do anything in and of itself, but it does unlock these three technologies. So fresh foodstuffs, reduces the cost to produce villagers by 50%. I think this technology is a little bit overrated, to be honest, but it is useful, especially if you're going with two town centers. And booming, it basically means that you make back your resources quite a bit sooner. I think about 60 to 80 seconds sooner, the way it works out. Here's that Aachen Chapel I mentioned from Hera. So this thing will range, basically, we'll see if it ranges as gold. Hopefully it does, otherwise I think that's a bit of a misplay. Or he may even want to rebuild his gold mine here. So he gets that speed bonus. Then, of course, the sheep, the berries, the town center, the wood. All of those should be in range. He just has to pop the prelate into that building to get that bonus. So both players going up. Interesting thing with the Abbasid dynasty is that although they can't speed along their landmark tech up, they don't need any villagers to do it in the first place. So it's actually kind of a mild economic bonus, because you don't need villagers that are effectively idle while you are making it to the next age. So almost at the next age for both players. Holy Roman Empire is an infantry civ, although we'll see if Hera ends up going that route. I wouldn't be surprised. Abbasid do have some good tools to deal with cavalry, so I guess Hera could go something like horsemen. But most likely, oh, look at this. So while coming down from DeMusliM, first of all, this is common from players on this map anyway, but I think he identifies that there's 3 relics right here. And it's probably pretty easy for Hera to grab those. And that's pretty important for the Holy Roman Empire, because one of their Tech 3 landmarks, sorry, I should say Age 3 landmarks, is the Regnitz Cathedral, which gives triple gold income for any relics in it. So Getting those relics becomes of paramount importance, and Hera knows that. He's going to try to bother this villager as much as he can and prevent it from finishing that wall. Hera is continuing to build up resources, so I do think he is going for a fast castle so that he can get to that Regnitz Cathedral and probably grab these relics. Holy moly. Yeah, look at this. So, and then the other two relics are here and here. So, in fact, without this wall, DeMusliM really doesn't have any solid relics. These two are pretty close to being in the middle of the two. And Hera, I mean, I love this play from him. Puts down an outpost right here and may not be able to get arrow slits right away, but this is just to prevent his opponent from finishing that wall. And actually builds a little wall perpendicular, preventing his opponent from finishing this off. So super annoying play from Hera. Well done from him. Won't be able to wall in these own relics, but can definitely cause lots of problems. Hera pretty commonly plays with two scouts. He'll sacrifice making a villager, or I should say maybe forgo making a villager, just so that he can get that extra scout, which you can do for a professional scouts build. So let's see, there's no mill from him actually. So no professional scouts coming from him, which would allow him to bring back those deer back to his base, to the safety of the base, but also to the bonuses of the Aachen Chapel. So interesting decision. Double barracks going down. Really interesting. So this looks like a feudal early man-at-arms push from Hera. So we'll see how that goes. And he put some villagers on stone right here. So he is going up with arrow slits because that does cost stone to do. And I wonder why they're still on stone, unless he plans on adding more towers. This will be pretty hard to deal with shortly once it has arrow slits, although we're actually Ram coming out already. So the Abbasid dynasty doesn't need to research siege engineering for their infantry to build rams. He just went ahead and did that. These scouts cannot be here. Villagers, I guess they're going to, repair this? They're just popping in. I think they can take out this ram if they choose. Yeah, interesting. See how this plays out. Yeah, going to try to repair it. I think this tower goes down. I don't see how Hera keeps this tower up. He doesn't have enough around here to take out this ram. Unfortunately for him, but he will keep working at it. Actually, here we go. The early men-at-arms are coming out, and that should be enough to keep the spearmen off, which means his villagers can focus on repairing this thing. I don't think he gets it. I think it goes down now. There it goes. Really close, though. He was right near that point where it just bounces down to, 5 hit points and never gets finished off. That ram will go down, so debatable as to how important that was, particularly if DeMusliM doesn't end up finishing this wall. So I'm not sure how much I agree with that play. I think he could have considered conceding that portion of the map for a period and then just work to keep his opponent off of these relics by, getting to the castle age faster or adding horseman or something like that. Hera's starting to push in with those early men-at-arms. These things are definitely tanks at this stage of the game with 3 of each type of armor. Mostly just spearmen from his opponent, but en masse that can be enough to deal with early men-at-arms in combination with a town center doing the firing. So DeMusliM needs to be pretty careful here. Hera's doing a good job of just causing difficulties. He can take this battle as he is doing. It won't be a quick battle, but it will drive away the spearmen, and he may even get a couple of villager kills if he is active and or lucky. Good play by him, just keeping these alive. Continuing to invest, it looks like. I see another one coming up. Let's see. Is he continuing? No, he's not continuing to invest in more men-at-arms. So he's working toward that Castle Age mark, but it looks like DeMusliM is getting there quite a bit quicker if you look at the resources. So 1,200 food, 600 gold is needed. So he's about to click up himself. And we'll see what he goes up with. Wouldn't be some culture wing. This does seem to be the most common. I'd like to see more military wing out of players, but culture wing is common because you can get this this technology which reduces the cost of the rest of the technologies by 30%. Okay, let's take a quick look at the villager kills, or rather the total villagers. So 28 from Hera and 35 from DeMusliM. How has that happened? Hera, what are you doing? How long were you house blocked? I think he house blocked himself, folks. I don't see how else he could be that behind in villagers. I think Hera is kind of throwing this one. He is forcing himself to catch up in this game. Really not ideal from him, and now a lot of these troops getting cleaned up by spearmen. Yeah, DeMusliM doing such a good job here. And I don't think Hera can really... Well, I guess he can see this building coming up if he scouts it, but he's going to be up at castle, and Hera will probably be surprised. Hera is not clicked up yet. Is that true? I thought he had the resources to almost do it, but it looks like he decided to invest more in military. So Hera has not gone up. Okay, so yeah, I mean, at this stage of the game, I think this is DeMusliM's game to lose rather than Hera's game to win. Losing a few villagers here, but still ahead by 6, 7. Has a few spearmen left, almost at the castle age. Hera hasn't clicked up yet. This is such a good position, and I wouldn't be surprised. There's villagers on stone, so wouldn't be surprised to see DeMusliM add a second town center. He does have fresh foodstuff, so his villagers are cheaper to make. So that second town center goes so smoothly. You can produce 2 villagers at a time in the cost of 1, which is very, very nice. More early men-at-arms coming up from Hera. I don't like it. I don't like it. I wish he was up to something else. Okay, he does spot this. Much better from Hera. Really good play. Idles a whole bunch of villagers, takes 1 out. So definitely what Hera needs to stay in this game. Going to be taking a bit of a battle on the front here. Needs to get these troops in if he's going to be fighting that one. See these spearmen pitching forward. So I think Hera... Oh yeah, okay. So DeMusliM has... I was going to say, Hera knows DeMusliM's in H3. He had better know. He has indeed hit H3. That is public information to all players. And it's starting to put the hurt on here. So in this situation, DeMusliM does need to be careful because there's a massive men-at-arms in his base. And right now it is 36 villagers on Hera, 40 for DeMusliM. So if DeMusliM's not careful, Hera just continues production. Look how many are idle here. So that's, I'm counting the total number, which obviously is sort of the... that's what matters in the long run, but not if your villagers are constantly being idled, and there's 20 idled here. So 20 plus 10, 30 idle villagers right now for DeMusliM. Never mind all these villagers running about. So almost no economy right now for DeMusliM. So Hera doing a really good job. I think he knows he's behind. He probably knows he house blocked himself or whatever happened there. Whatever reason he was behind in villagers. And he identifies he just needs to put the hurt on. Men-at-arms now coming out from DeMusliM. These will be quite a bit better. Let's take a quick look at the stats. 120 hit points, 4-4. That's blacksmith upgrades as well. Against 155, 4-4. And crossbows as well. So this officially ends the aggression from Hera. There's no way he'll be able to deal with these crossbows, who will absolutely rip through early men-at-arms. So Hera needs to find a way to get to the castle age, or if not, add a town center, or 2 town centers, or something. Like, do something radical to get back into this game. DeMusliM is now starting to push out. Hera, I think, was continuing to rally his troops forward, but needs to stop that. Looks like Hera's starting to add archers so he can snipe his opponent's crossbows. I like that a lot. I think that's the right play to try to stay in this game. And I think he just sees that if he goes to Castle Age now, he's dead. At least that's what he's thinking. If he goes to Castle Age, that means not producing really any troops for the next couple of minutes, at which point DeMusliM can run over him with crossbows and men-at-arms. And we can take a look at what DeMusliM is up to. No blacksmith from him yet. Does have double archery range, so lots and lots of crossbows coming out from him. Single barracks producing those men-at-arms. And the second town center is coming out now. So definitely Hera needs to find a way to get the advantage. His only advantage here is Hera's quite a bit ahead in military. That's it. But he has fewer troops total. Okay, gathering his troops now. Needs to take a good decisive battle here. We'll try to snipe as many crossbows as he can. Yeah, look at these numbers from Hera. I mean, this is a great... This is a really good battle from him. Doing the right thing. Look at those archers sliding around as they get pushed by each other. Won't be able to do very much against those men-at-arms with archers, but DeMusliM does the right play. It really just pulls back. He needs more numbers. He knows he's ahead in an age, and he probably knows with that army, there's no way Hera's clicking up to the next age. No way at all. So, in the meantime, as long as he holds off, he's on 2 town centers, producing villagers double the rate for the same price, because they're at half price right now due to fresh foodstuffs. And yeah, he's just going to poke away. He really just needs to take out the men-at-arms from Hera, at which point his men-at-arms can just chase away Hera's archers. So wouldn't be surprised to see him add a blacksmith sometime now. 2 more barracks coming out from him. So just straight military production. Nice transition into I think he'll have a pretty good troop mass very shortly. Right now, military's 16 against 25. So I wouldn't be surprised if in the next couple minutes that equalizes. And Hera will start to see he is in trouble. Still has not clicked up to the next age yet. DeMusliM does have more villagers still. And as mentioned, he will probably be able to continue producing. Getting ahead, rather. Hera doing such a great job with these archers. This is the thing you have to worry about from Hera. He got behind, but his control of the units is so good. And for example, look at these men-at-arms, just causing problems. If anyone goes out to this mill, Hera will kill villagers. So doing everything he can to stay in this game. Definitely doesn't want his opponent getting these relics either. So that's probably part of why he has this presence on the map. Wouldn't be so crazy as well to add another outpost somewhere over here with arrow slits to prevent that. Both these outposts being upgraded with the double hit points and the arrow slits. So this is actually a bit of a nasty spot to push through for DeMusliM. I think he is starting to build the numbers now. 18 military against 19. So there you go. He has caught up, and the first battering ram is... Well, I shouldn't say the first. We saw one earlier, but battering ram coming in now from DeMusliM. Hera causing some problems, but this shouldn't be too bad for him. And in fact, the next couple of crossbows, if he's still producing those, actually doesn't look like he is. Looks like he's transitioned away from them. But these will go down, and he has better men-at-arms anyway. So we'll lose minimal villagers there. 60 now against 52. Things are starting to look pretty stable, pretty good from DeMusliM. It almost looks like he's walled off part of his map, but I guess it's just this building line here, making sure he connects the area in his bases, because... Where is it? He is currently at tier 1. He needs 11 more villagers to get to tier 2. Sorry, 11 more structures, at which point his research speeds up by quite a bit, and his villager gathering rate goes up a little bit too. Starting to push right into the front. See how he manages that. He's actually already taken out that first... Oh, no, sorry. This tower was taken out earlier. So pushing on that first tower of Hera. We'll see how that goes. I think he will do it. I mean, there's enough troops here to do it. He'll take some losses due to those arrow slits. But looks like he will push this back. And these are a lot of... this is a lot of investment from Hera going down the drain. If you think of all these barracks, all this production put up from him. So... he committed pretty hard to holding the center, and he has now lost that. And I wouldn't be surprised to see a monastery going down from him soon. I know Age of Empires 2 players would be the ones to do that pretty quickly to make sure they start grabbing those relics, but I don't see it yet from DeMusliM. We'll check back in a second. Hera trying to take out the crossbows and archers from his opponent. May even have the numbers for the men... Oh, no, I don't know. I think this battle goes to DeMusliM for the men-at-arms. But with all the arrow slits firing, plus villagers, or archers... Yeah, archers and villagers. Maybe Hera holds this off, at least for the time being. Wouldn't be surprised to see another ram come down. Oh, and actually, this one will take out this tower. No problem. So, DeMusliM is in a commanding position here now, with this tower down, and this one will follow suit. Hera has no real way to take out these men-at-arms. He can't get crossbows yet. That's going to be pretty difficult for him to deal with. This is such a good mass of men-at-arms. 14 here, a bunch of them at low health, but... Oh, Hera does manage to take out that ram, so that's a good play from him. Will make taking out this tower a little more difficult, but if he can push off his troops, there he goes. Turns around, uses that time to throw torches at his opponent. Starting to get upgrades, so I guess DeMusliM does have a blacksmith now, somewhere here. Double blacksmith, in fact. Yeah, so just the range armor and range attack upgrade is coming in now, and this is looking pretty bad. To be honest, this battle being lost, Hera's lost this entire proxy base, his position in the center. I don't know what he could do to push this back, and he doesn't either. Hera calls it. DeMusliM with a really solid victory against Hera, although Hera may have thrown the game. I think he might have gotten house blocked, but good game by DeMusliM. Folks, if you enjoyed this one, please like, subscribe for daily videos. This has been Paragon RG, and I will catch you next time.